Hello, I am Father Len McMillan. This is our first class on the Tree of Life and Communion. So for our second graders who are making their first communion, I want parents to try and teach them that the whole Bible is talking about the Eucharist. And so I want to start off with the Tree of Life. So you have the story of the Garden of Eden, and the Garden of Eden is on a mountaintop. That's why I'm here at Tubbs Hill, because it's a mountaintop. And the very top of the garden, very top of the mountain, is a tree, the tree of life. And all the other trees, it says in the Bible, the trees come up from the ground. And the other trees, if you eat that, that will feed your physical body. So the food that comes from the earth feeds your physical body. But it says God plants the tree of life from heaven. It's the only one that comes down from heaven. There's only two things that come down from heaven, and that is the tree of life and the bread of life. And trees, just to let you know, it is the third most common symbol in the Bible. The first most common symbol in the Bible is meal. And so right here, the first symbol is that you have divine food and you also have ordinary food. Because if you eat from the tree of life, that has part of God's own life spirit in it. So if you eat it, you will eat eternal life. And the phrase eternal life in the Bible is really, really rare. So how do you get eternal life? You have to eat from the tree of life. And what God says in Hebrew, I love it, where he commands to eat from the tree of life. It's a double command, meaning you really, really, really have to eat from this. And Adam and Eve are commanded to eat from the tree of life, to have eternal life. Now, Jesus is going to repeat this teaching in chapter 6 in the Gospel of John, where he says, "You must eat my flesh and drink my blood, or you have no life within you." And so every Sunday we eat from the tree of life. The tree of life is the cross, and the fruit of the tree of life is Christ in the Eucharist. So we continue that command. But you also have the story of the two trees, the tree of life and the tree of good and evil. Now, in the garden, God gave them one command, and that was don't eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. So it's really pretty simple. To eat from the tree of life, all you have to do is follow one command. But the idea is that you have to choose between the two trees. All of life is a choice between the way of God or the way of evil. But Adam and Eve don't want to follow God. They don't want to do the morality that God says, so they choose their own morality. They want to make up their own morality of what is good and what is evil. Well, if you choose your own morality, then you can't eat from the tree of life. And God warns them that the day you eat from the tree of good and evil, God says you will die. God doesn't say he'll kill them. What it says is the fruit will bring death. Eating that fruit will kill the relationship between them and God. It will kill the relationship between them and others. It will kill the relationship with creation. And you see that effect of selfishness when they start to hide from each other and blame each other and hide from God. All that unity is broken. So how does this relate to the Eucharist? And so parents, this is your job. Explain the little story and explain how it relates to the Eucharist. One, right from the very, very beginning of the Bible, there's two types of food. Ordinary food that helps your body, and divine food that gives life to your soul. And religion, all throughout the Bible, is choosing the right food. So from beginning to end, you have this theme. In the beginning, you have the story of the tree of life that can gain eternal life. And then in the middle, you have the story of the cross. If you eat from the cross, the life, the body and blood of Christ, you have eternal life. Then at the end of the book of Revelation, the tree of life comes up again. And how do all the angels and saints in heaven have eternal life? In the center of heaven, just like the Garden of Eden, is the tree of life, and they eat from the tree of life. That's how they have life. The third point I want you to bring with them is biblical worship is all about eating. The ultimate feast is not anything that comes from the ground, but from God. And so worship is through a meal. On page 1, how do you worship God? It's always through a meal. It's not through a rock concert. It's through a meal. That's how it relates to the Eucharist. So parents, God bless, and please try and explain this to your kids. Bye.